All right, so it's 9:33. We're all here. We'll go ahead and begin the meeting. And first off is the approval of the agenda. Does that look okay to everyone?
I move to accept the agenda.
Okay, Candy moves to accept the agenda. Do we have a second?
Cindy.
Cindy seconds. All in favor? Okay. Jeff, is that you? You're on?
Yeah, that's
okay. So, yeah. Well, that's all of us. So, that's sitting at the table at this time. So, yes, well, that's passed. Okay.
I've got a copy.
There's the approval of the minutes. Okay, so late catch, but what was posted in the packet was not the accurate version. So, I sent out what was probably the accurate version based on what was circulated from Brittany's comments from the draft, and then my comments from the draft. So it's now in what I emailed to everyone this morning, but also printed out so that everyone. Well, I emailed it last night, but then I got comments from Julie and made the changes from Julie just to consolidate the information from what was in the items from the board, which should have been just part of the conversation under items from staff. So I've changed that. This, I believe, is the accurate version of our minutes and properly captures all of corrections and suggestions.
Can you point those out
information.
specifically, what you found? Because I was comparing, I have 4 different versions here.
The one that was sent in the packet still has Kristen's name misspelled.
Oh, I do that all the time. Sorry,
okay.
I apologize.
And
For some reason or
that
other.
wasn't the main reason.
Not the final version got added?
Yeah, I think that's what happened because
Some things were added, but
some things were added in what was posted, but other things that were to be changed, and that included things that you had changed, were not in that version that was posted. So,
It was mainly
so I think it was
to decide what the final version is, but I mean, it's possible that I've added an old version or.
I based what I did on our original between you and Brittany, but that's why I want to know what you're specifically looking at.
Okay, so the changes that are in there, with the exception of, I had a question in there, did we talk about Matt Hopkin being an artist?
Right.
And if that wasn't the case, that was removed, which was fine, but, so that's not included, but the other changes are included, and correction of spelling, and then correction of content. Julie noticed that the content that was in the items from board really should have fallen under items from staff, because that's how she went and checked the video and realized, wait a minute, that just falls under items from staff, because it flowed from what was in the manager's report, which was the interview guide. And so that conversation all fell under that item, that agenda.
Okay, did it fall under that, or was it in that particular order?
It fell under that because we never really said items from the board.
Okay, whatever.
I haven't had a chance to look at these yet. When did these go out?
Last night, yesterday.
Okay.
It was like at 5 something, and then Maureen responded, and Jeff responded, and then
So
I
has everyone
responded.
but Candy and I had a chance to look at these?
No, I've looked at it. Now, I took what you sent out and I compared it with my original rewrite. I compared it with what the final was. I compared it with what you sent out last night and what the packet version was. So what I came up with is that under future restoration,
You're looking at Karen's, the one that she sent out.
under all of them.
Okay.
Under future restoration, the part that I saw that may have been the differing issue was when we talked about the strategic plan and the list being created. Was that an issue with you as far as how that was written?
I'm not sure I'm following you.
Well, see, I'm not sure I'm following what you felt needed to be amended, because comparing all of those
it's
versions, that was the one that stood out to me, that was worded differently between mine and yours. Under
Future restoration. It's
future
the
restorations, old business,
the
where it
sentence.
starts, Jeffrey asked how the list of future restoration and preservation items is developed and expressed a desire to be part of that assessment. And then Kristen shared with us that David Bell wanted to develop in the next 2 months a strategic 10-year plan so funds can be better prioritized. And I'm reading from the packet version right now, the original packet version. The list is currently developed by Brittany Hastings, and the board is updated regularly on an as-needed basis and as a living document.
That is where we're different.
That's what I'm wanting to know. Where are we differing?
What my suggestion was that the list is developed, and it's always been this way historically. The list is developed by the house manager and the board. And yes, it's updated regularly and as needed.
That's what this
And is a
says.
living document, which is what this reads.
Okay.
Okay,
That's
so-
the big dip I saw between what you were talking about and
Okay.
what I had
So all of
written.
this looks good to you, other than the restoration part is the only question that we have. Is that accurate?
Basically, I think.
Okay.
Yeah, there were two other things that I noticed. One was about, I said, as mentioned by Maureen McCoy, Matt was going to play the piano. You had taken
Which is-
out as mentioned by Maureen. The other thing I noticed was
I did.
that under the fall debrief, I had said that Cindy commented on the form and Brittany had commented on something, so we were complimenting and discussing how things went.
That's there.
And you had a sentence that you wanted in there about the board was very complimentary about this.
Just the
I
board was
didn't feel
pleased
it
and
was
expressed
necessary.
compliments.
I left it out
Oh,
because I had put the specific comments in already.
okay. Well,
That was,
I feel like this is an acceptable version. I don't think that there's anything inaccurate about it. So if it's acceptable to everyone, I'd like to
is
wrap
that
this up.
acceptable where we talk about the issue of the list being developed by you and the board is updated? That's the only thing I think we need to discuss.
This
And
says
clarify.
it's developed by Brittany and the board and updated regularly on an as-needed basis. Both versions say that.
And so that's what it
So I
is.
think,
If you're okay with the one that she handed out this morning.
I mean, it's up to the secretary to decide what the final version of the minutes is, and obviously we can discuss it here. So these seem the same to me. The only difference is talking about, purchasing, making the final decision about the table. But in terms of how the list is created, I think these are the same.
And I'm
Is that
fine with
basically
that
the same
because
thing?
I think it was rather confusing on the original copy that was sent out
Okay.
as to what I interpreted. So I'm fine with that too.
Okay.
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 Okay. Is there a motion to approve the minutes that we have as of this morning's version?
So this is the official.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Thank you for printing these out.
Yeah. So do we have a motion to approve this? Jeff moves, and do we have a second? Julie seconds. All in favor? Aye. Unanimous. Okay, we're moving forward
And
with.
can you, this is in an email? a
Yes,
digital
I can
copy?
send
Okay.
you. It is in an email. You
Okay.
are on the email.
Okay, that's perfect.
Okay.
I just
All right. Let me know if you need anything else.
looked at the email in a week, so
Oh,
just want to make sure I have it.
yeah. Let me know if you need anything else.
Okay.
All right, on to public invited to be heard. We don't have anyone here, so we'll move on to old business. And that leads us to the digitized scrapbook. Now with the digitized scrapbook. I believe our status, and Maureen, correct me if I'm wrong, is that we are needing to contact the contact at Longmont Public Media. You have his name and
Yes.
contact information.
Yes.
And so, so we just need to get a hold of him
And set up a meeting.
Okay. Are there specific supplies that Elizabeth suggested that you would like to ask Brittany to order based on those links that she shared in the email that Brittany's included on, specifically like, you
Yes.
know, the white pencil?
Well,
Should
we do need the specific supplies that were recommended.
Should we
Like-
put together a short list
Yes,
and then email them
email
to
it to
Brittany
Brittany
and ask?
so we can have those supplies on hand. That would be accurate in for the museum purposes and as ours and there were a couple of other things that she pointed out in our meeting that we needed to remove that could be detrimental to certain items in the scrapbook that should be removed for purposes.
Who's the representatives that you're going to meet with? What's their name?
Sergio.
Sergio,
And
thank
what
you.
are you meeting with him about?
Exactly how we're going to go about digitizing it, because he brought up some different ideas on how to scan it, and we wanted a clearer definition, and quite frankly, the museum curator did too. She wanted to have a better understanding exactly what we're doing, and so the big thing is to meet with him to have a better understanding what that process would look like.
Which part of the process?
I think that she questioned the videoing because he had a suggestion of videoing, and she was curious about that and asking us about that. We just didn't have any information to
We didn't
clarify.
know.
So we said we can certainly set up the next meeting that we're supposed to have with him,
So is-
and she would be welcome to come.
She is Elizabeth, right?
Yeah, Elizabeth.
Okay,
Yeah.
so
Thank you.
they're all gonna.
Yeah.
And yeah, so she would want to
So both
come
hands
and
are
be
talking to each other.
observing and understanding what he's proposing
And this is Elizabeth?
From
Yeah.
the museum.
from the
yes.
museum. Yes.
Yes, and I apologize for just assuming everybody knows. The bottom line is, she spoke with Eric about it, and they were trying to understand exactly how this process would work, because they've not done that before. So we want to make it clear that we're moving forward and doing it in the right way.
Okay.
And
So when's your meeting set?
I haven't said it as of yet.
Can you invite me to that, please?
Absolutely.
Well, no, I mean, I appreciate you guys taking a lead on a lot of it, but.
Yeah, it's
sounds
just
like
to have a
everyone
better
wants to be part
understanding of what it is, and she was great when we met with her. She toured us around the museum, explained certain things to us. It
In
was
archives.
very fascinating.
So when you set
Okay.
that meeting, will it be like a 30-minute meeting, or?
I honestly don't know.
Because I remember
have-
Brittany's sending an email about, you know, when we
Yeah.
can just email as far as, so I just wasn't sure if the time frame.
I have to meet with him. I have to speak with Sergio
Yeah.
first, because you know, he'll kind of dictate how long that meeting can be.
Yeah.
Really.
Good.
Okay. Thanks for the update. All right, so we'll move on to patrons of the Callahan House. We did meet in October on the 16th and accomplished a few things. We did put together a draft letter, which I do need to circulate, and we need to probably flesh out and make sure we're okay with before we would bring it back to the, and I'm anticipating we will do that before the December board meeting. So we'll have the official thank you letter as everyone's agreeing to submit as our letter. In the meantime, we did start to talk briefly about February and having our first annual Patrons Appreciation event. So I imagine we'll talk more about that when we get to the calendar of events, but February was the month we originally, set out to have an event. Whether it may just be the beginning of maybe more formally introducing the program. We're still working on getting contact information so that we can email the donation letter and requested form rather than mail. We're trying to save on postage, but we may have some that we just simply have to mail. And as long as that's an acceptable thing, we'll put together as thorough a list as we can email-wise, which would be an email that would go through you, obviously. I mean, we'd get all the information and then you'd be the one sending it. And then the others would just be mailed or hand-delivered. Sometimes we can do hand-delivery on some of them, but so that's where we're at with that.
That's all fine. The intention for a patrons event, if we don't have a whole lot of actual people signed up for patrons, would be to maybe invite like some of the community people that we hope to be patrons and get them signed up at the event.
Yeah.
That's a good idea. I would hate to
Well, I
see
just-
that
yeah, we
event
only
have
like
just
Yeah.
two actual
No.
patrons.
No,
That
it-
could be an awkward event.
Nobody
I
has
think-
to know who's really a patron.
Yeah.
I think that was kind of what the hope was for, that we would do it similar to a chamber event or something, that we invite lots of people that we'd want
Yes,
to be part.
encouraging
Okay.
them to, and inviting them to become patrons. So, yeah, it may be morphed into more of that kind of a
Yeah. At least for the
introductory
first.
event.
For the first
one. Yeah.
go.
Okay.
Yeah.
And February feels pretty close. That's
I know,
almost 3
which
months
is
away.
Yeah.
I know, which is why we'll, we will need to meet again. I know we're getting really busy with our calendar. Should we look at a time in, say, early December? I mean, I know I don't want to touch the rest of this week.
I wonder if I'm just thinking about the table this being out in February, which we can provide tables in here if needed, but as like a showcase of what patrons are contributing to, I wonder if early spring might be better, since this furniture will be back in the house. Just something to think about. I don't think it's necessarily like a deal breaker, but just something to consider, that this might still be gone in February.
I think
That's fine, yeah. And you're right, you're on to a good point. If we need to shift it a little, we can. Or, in the alternative, we could have this room open and have the displays of the pictures of the furniture like we did at the
which we got a lot of
the tea.
compliments on that board.
Which was quite helpful for people to see the damages in
And-
pictures.
And the understanding, if piece is missing, people can visualize it better than how intricate a part this table plays to, or the furniture plays to the home. The other issue why we had chosen February is to try to avoid any conflicts of weddings and other events that might be taking place in the spring
Yeah.
or the summer.
And it plants a seed for people who are needing to prepare their business taxes, because business taxes are due mid-March. And so it gives them an idea and a thought in their mind going, oh, yeah, I need to go ahead and do this, so that we can include that in our 2026 business tax return.
So when we chose the date, we didn't just,
I mean, there's lots of reasons why February was a great choice, actually.
if that's not the case, if that's going to impede on some other event that you already have scheduled, that's one of those
There's
things.
not much scheduled in February, kind of purposely because of the dining room, and we're also looking at having like a deep clean throughout the month. But I think we can figure it out, or I mean, if absolutely necessary, maybe we look at early March. But we'll just see how that stuff plays out.
Sure. Okay.
Thank you.
Sounds good. Thank you. All right. Then moving on to the future restoration and preservation. The walkthrough on the 23rd of October was great. So we did do a bunch of adding to the list. And Brittany, I'm guessing, because we talked about this, I didn't expect that you'd have that done for this meeting. Can we have it done for the December meeting?
Yeah.
And then along with that, the maintenance list, because those two attachments go with the annual report. So it'll give everyone the last chance to take a look at them in the December meeting as attachments to that annual report. Then I think that resolves all of that. Or do you have anything more to add about that? No, okay. All right, we'll move on to the committee update, which is holiday decorating. Indeed.
So we are decorating tomorrow and Friday, and all hands on deck. Everybody should be here. We're starting at 9 o'clock and tentatively going till 3, but if we get done early, that's fine too. We had met on the 29th at my house. We canceled the 15th, meeting on the 15th. We met on the 29th, and it was a craft day, so we did a lot of work getting things organized for what we want to put in the house, and we revisited each of the rooms and figured all that out. We then met again on the 4th of November. We had the 4th and the 6th scheduled to pull all the items out of the attic and put everything in the different rooms. So all the boxes you see sitting around are things for decorations. And so we got all that organized. We're still hauling in boxes and things ready to go for tomorrow. There are 5 clubs, 4 of them showing up on Thursday, 1 on Friday. Karen has a group of friends who will also be here tomorrow, so we'll have 5 big groups of people. I have assigned them to different rooms, and everything should be pretty ready for them to just put stuff on trees and get the rooms decorated. We're going to have coffee, tea, water available for them, and I'll bring muffins or some kind of snack for them in the morning, and they're encouraged to bring their lunch. We'd love for you to be here too, Jeffrey.
I will be here.
We would like to come. It's not.
We're
it's
not
actually,
being exclusive here.
We're not being exclusive. The other.
We need you for.
I caught your drift. Yes.
We need you for lots of things that we can't do. So we'd love for you to help us out if you don't mind. I tentatively put down December 4th for
Yes.
a date to the outdoor stuff, the lanterns and
The lanterns
fire.
and the final touches on bringing in the gingerbread house and doing the final setting of the table. It's going to be December 4th because we're going to have clubs and other groups in here prior to that, and we want to make sure that people have access to the table before we narrow it down. So the 4th will be the final setting of the table and everything else. Do you have anything more to add, Cindy? Did you get more donations?
I did get some. So I went to Longmont Florist, Lowe's, Home Depot, Flower Bin, and Simply Bulk. And Longmont Florist is delighted to help, and they're going to make an arrangement with the pink, white, and red roses.
Oh, cool. Wonderful.
Very nice.
And they gave me a receipt, even though we're not paying, and the value is $300.
Yes. How lovely.
Wow.
Really generous.
And Simply Bulk, they said no.
Oh.
Yeah, they said no. We have our giving budget already figured out, or something.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I think that's something that I'm willing to purchase. It's not going to be that expensive.
But I'll go in on it with you if you need.
Okay, thanks. So, did I say Lowe's?
Mm-hmm.
Lowe's said yes. So, they know that it'll be burgundy and white, and they said yes, we have those at that time. So,
For poinsettias?
poinsettias, sorry.
Oh, beautiful.
And Home Depot, the assistant manager gave my packet, or is giving my packet to the store manager, and she supposedly will call, but I'll follow up if she doesn't. And the Flower Bin, same thing, and I'll just follow up if the manager doesn't.
I'm
Cool.
very
Thank
excited.
you.
Thank you so
Oh,
much.
Thank you,
sure.
Cindy.
Sure.
Wonderful.
There was only one other thing. Have we heard anything more about when the lighting is going to take place?
I still haven't heard from them. Maybe I haven't emailed actually, but
Okay.
yeah. I don't think Kirsten has heard anything either, right?
We had an update from Sunanda this morning about that they're not going to do the lighting at Sandstone. So I don't know. I haven't fully dived into this email. It says
They're not doing it at. What'd you say?
it says we've decided not to decorate with lighting this year. I don't know. This is just to Kirsten, so I don't know if this is about your location as well. It just says the one, the email to Kirsten regarding the home tour, which I know is the next item here anyways, but it says we've decided not to decorate with lighting this year since the outdoor lighting will only be used for one day. So it says we're best to skip at Sandstone Ranch, so I don't know what's going on here, I think. Another reach out to Sananda is probably a good idea.
So on that point though, I did want to bring forth that I have been in contact with the Times Call, and we might have a reporter that comes in and does a big story on us prior to the tour itself.
Nice.
And I'm hoping that we can get the house decorated up to the T.
Say that again, please.
We have a Times Call reporter that will
Okay.
possibly come and do a large spread story on us.
That's exciting.
Nice.
That's
Promote
great.
the 50-night tour of the home tour and the combination of how we're working with the city to do this to make that happen. I think it's very exciting.
We've kind of slid right into Habitat.
Yes, I was
The
just going to
gift of
say.
home.
I think we kind of did we kind of wrap up the holiday decorating to the point that we need, and then we can now go on to Habitat.
Yes, so
Gift
by
of home
the
tour.
end of the day on Friday, we should have everything decorated. I would like us to be able to come back on the 17th,
Okay.
the following Monday, to tweak.
Okay.
So what time would work for us to come back and do that? You want to do in the morning, 10 o'clock, and get it over with? Or
Sorry,
do we have
before we-
time that'll work best?
Before we move on to that, I just want to make sure the meeting on the 4th is at 11:30
Yes.
for 2 hours.
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so then the 17th.
November 17th.
I'm sorry, that does not work for me. I can't do it that time.
I can't do it on that day either.
I could do it later in the afternoon, but I can't do
Afternoon work at all?
I probably won't be with it. I'm getting a colonoscopy that morning.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We'll be with it for
Well,
another day.
I have an excuse to stay home.
How
For
about-
sure.
How about this? If you can come in the morning, come in the morning. If you can't, come in the afternoon. Will that day work?
Well, not until around noon.
I can come at noon.
Okay.
It's not a problem.
The 17th, noon to tweak.
Now, remember, we have certain areas that we cannot finish completely, and that is going to be, and that's because we have clubs. So
Right.
that's going to be the kitchenette. We can't close that door off.
And the
It's
dining room.
And the dining room.
Mhm.
Those are the two items that we really are going to be holding off on until
So December 4th.
December 4th.
Mm-hmm. And you're okay with December 4th, Brittany?
Mm-hmm.
And 10 o'clock, is that all right?
You said
no,
you
it's
said
the
noon.
11th.
11:30.
No,
11:30.
I'm
on the
sorry. What
4th.
day are we on?
Oh, we did?
December 4th, 11:30.
Okay.
Also on December 4th, Brittany, that's the day Longmont Florist will deliver the bouquet, and they've got your phone number just to alert you before they come. Will that work?
Yeah, do you know about what time? Because I'll be in a meeting off-site that morning
Okay,
until like the 11:30 time.
They didn't have a time, but maybe when they call, they can find out
Schedule
what
the delivery.
is available that day for you.
Are they gonna call like before that day then, or?
I didn't get the impression they were going to call before that, but I can ask them.
Okay.
It just sounded like it's they couldn't plan in advance, I suppose how many orders they're going to be delivering that day and what's
Sure.
going to be what time.
Do you know? Did you give them my cell phone number or? What
I
would
gave
that
them the
cost?
number that is on the. I gave them your office number, not the
house
cell number.
The house
Yeah.
number.
Okay.
You want me to give them the cell number?
Yeah, or I can follow up with them and just make sure. I just want to make sure they're not trying to bring it and nobody's here. Have you been talking to them via email or over the phone?
I went to see them.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so you don't have like a specific contact.
Oh, there is. It probably could be anybody, but it was the owner that I talked to. Nate
Mhm.
Golter, Golter.
So please set each other up.
Very
Cool.
He's got an office and a cell.
Okay. Yeah, I'll take one of those
Maybe the
numbers.
cell is the best.
Okay.
303-834-8255. 0187.
Okay, I'll just check in with him and just
Okay.
make sure, because I don't want to waste
We will
their
have to
time
talk about
trying to
some.
Yeah.
deliver and then,
We'll have to do some.
Yeah,
some-
okay.
because I could
Yes.
also potentially go
Yeah.
do a pickup even if.
Oh,
if
that's
needed,
true.
yeah,
Or
so-
I can pick up too, but they seemed happy to deliver.
Okay,
Mhm.
It's very
we
kind
can
of
probably
them.
deliver it
Yeah.
They're
whenever
great.
we can, but.
Yeah, they are.
Great
They
family.
said that
Yeah,
they
Cindy.
normally, for these home tours, go and fill the houses with
Mm-hmm.
flowers. They
Exactly.
decorate.
Yep.
I don't know if
Mhm.
it's all houses or just.
In the past, they've done that. And
Wow.
they're just wonderful. I'm glad that we can continue the relationship. That's
Yeah.
Thanks for doing that.
Yeah,
Susan.
thank you for all your efforts.
Cindy, did you want to try Scrumptious as a
Um,
candy place for candy, or you just
I
wanted to-
could, but it's
Or you
probably
just wanted
easier
to-
for me to just buy it.
What's the candy for?
great. For the jars to put on display
Okay.
in the various
Old-fashioned candies.
old-fashioned candies. We're just trying to get it done.
Yeah.
All right. So does that wrap up holiday decorating?
To summarize, holiday decorating dates, the 13th and 14th, tomorrow and Friday. The 17th, noon to, 3, 4?
Yep.
Okay. December 4th, 11:30 to finish
11:30.
up.
Mm-hmm.
Both outside, insides are all ready to go.
Mm-hmm.
The tours are December 5th and 6th.
Correct.
And that leads me into volunteer sign-ups. I have quite a few people already signed up, so I can.
And you'll be getting more
I'll
tomorrow.
be getting more. Plus, Sananda had sent out an email to Brittany and myself, or you sent it to me, whatever. And she wants me to send the information on the volunteers to her, so she has the master list, and we'll be looking for more volunteers. So let me know if you would please, and we'll need a phone number. They do get a ticket to the home tours if they serve as a host. The shifts are 2 hours, so they would be here from 3:45 to 6 on Friday for the first tour. We do need more there. One more, actually. The second would be from 5:45 to 8. We need 3 more there. Saturday morning, 9:45 to noon, and we need 3 more people. And the biggest shift we need is 11:45 to 2 on Saturday. I still need 7 people there. So let me know if you have friends that want to do this. I didn't count any of us in any of this,
Okay.
so that we'll be able to go see the other places if we want to. We can get more organized, I guess, as this gets closer about who's in the house. Brittany, you'll be here, and you said the staff will be here as well.
Hopefully. I'll
But-
definitely be here, but hopefully we'll have staff. I imagine we will.
But I would like to see at least 3 to 4 of us
Yes.
at a shift. We can kind of come and go if we want to, and we'll figure that out as we get closer. But I would like to see us here as additional people, not as the hosts. Okay?
So Candy, what you just shared is all technically part of that Habitat for Humanity gift of home tour. So we've wrapped up the home decorating while you recapped the dates. And that is all content regarding the gift of home tour, right? And is there any other information that Kristen, you have, or Brittany, you have from?
Brittany's been asked to write up a bio and supply a picture, and you got all that, right?
Probably.
I mean, you sent this to me, I think.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, so they're acting on that, and as you may have seen, they've sent the notice out on Facebook, and so if you get it, forward it to all your friends. It shows the picture of Callahan and Sandstone and Overhome and the dates and all that kind of stuff, where to buy the tickets, things like that. So
And is that the only place they've
It's on Facebook.
is on Facebook?
That's
the
in
only
Facebook.
place that they've advertised?
I'm sure it's probably in the Times Call. Haven't read the Times Call lately. I'm sure they're advertising other media places, but that's where I've seen it.
Is it on their website? Do they have the?
Yeah.
Probably,
Yeah,
yeah, that's where you're
Okay.
ordering the
Okay.
tickets.
Because
So,
I've sent
okay.
people to buy tickets
Okay.
Yeah.
to the website.
And did they coordinate with you all as far as filling in the gaps? I know that we were.
They will.
They will. Okay. So
We've said
as,
to-
as we come
we have
down to
yet
our
to-
final numbers, then they're gonna step up and fill in the people
I'm
where
sure
they
they've
need
got
to be.
lots of
Okay.
volunteers
Okay.
that they can fill in with.
Okay.
But, and I will be sending her what I have in the next day or two.
Are we going to be scheduling another meeting with them to discuss exactly, they had discussed having the refreshments in the auto house and the setup of that. I would like to have at least one more meeting prior to the event.
Are you okay with that?
If you need to, and if they are able to,
I would like to do that, to just
just to
finalize.
discuss
Di-
the refreshments.
Refreshments, all the finalized points of stuff. I'm concerned that we have yet to hear from the lighting people. There's certain things I want.
I
in
think
my
Chris
head to
mentioned
be.
wanting to have
One more final
other
meeting.
meetings.
He
anyways.
wanted to have more, and we were hesitant, but I do think we need at least one more
Okay.
before the event.
Yeah, that makes sense. Because if they're at the lighting company, if that is not going to happen, then we need to probably have a plan B.
I think that that was
Or-
like a
Another pivot.
special-
That's
Or
what we
pivot in
do.
some way for that outside. What
Yeah,
I don't
we'll
know
be
what the
looking
plan
at-
might be there, but
But I don't know.
We have-
kind of need to know about the lighting and then
You know
what
I
to
mean,
do if that's not going to happen.
But plan
Yeah.
B would be we string up the lights on the porch that we used last year.
Okay, good plan B.
It would be what?
Would be stringing up the lights on the porch that we used last year.
All right,
That would be
sounds good.
the option.
Good. Good plan B.
Yeah.
Pivot. This is what we've been doing a lot.
I'll be out of town until December 2nd, so
I will be.
I don't know what you want to do about a meeting. I leave on the
On what time?
22nd.
We can make a meeting happen next week, maybe sometime.
Oh, gosh. I guess so, but
If possible, Kenny. If not, we could schedule a meeting. I would prefer that you were here.
mhm.
If we can try to get it squished in before you leave, that would be very
Okay,
appreciated.
well, you and I will talk about it.
Yep.
Okay.
So more, you guys are gonna reach out to Chris and company to set that up? Okay.
Jeff, you have a question?
I will reach out.
Yes. Please.
If
Well,
we're doing
you've been the main
refreshments in the auto
contact so
house,
far.
is adequate lighting outside for people's safety to get to the auto house and back out to the street?
We're doing a couple of things. We're putting a series of small lanterns
The
out.
house
We're
is
also
lit,
going
yeah.
to hang lanterns
Mhm.
around the gazebo, just
Okay.
with small candle lights, but not tremendous amount of lighting. That's one of those concerns. And my other concern is weather. Long as we can keep it so it's not icy
Mhm.
and treacherous.
What's the time again for the Friday one?
4 to 8.
4 to
4 to
8.
8.
Okay, so yeah.
So it's going to be dark for a good
Yeah,
2 hours. Just make sure there's enough light for safety purposes.
That's
Yeah.
a concern, yes.
If the house is lit, that
It shouldn't be a problem.
they light it on that side. Yeah.
Now, if they don't light it, then we're gonna have to, again,
I
pivot.
think there's a light. I'm gonna have to look, but I
Isn't
think
there
there's a light
in the front
under
of the auto house?
Yeah, there's lights on the auto house. There's
lights on the gazebo.
lights.
There's the porch
You
light.
could have a-
Isn't there a
Maybe
light?
we have
back
lights
here
on
would be
back
fine.
here.
Yeah,
If there's no
We can-
snow and no weather.
Julie has a
it's
great
not
idea.
Chinese on. I think there's a
the
light
way.
under the.
Hey, everyone, Julie has a great idea.
Okay.
What about luminary bags just along the path?
I know they're doing luminary bags at
At Sandstone, yeah, because they did a
That's a
big
good
craft
idea.
With
day.
like LED
Sunday.
lights or.
Like little fake candle lights.
Those little fake little.
Yeah.
No, we're already doing lanterns. Again, I've got 7 lanterns to go around we're working on getting 7 lanterns to go around the gazebo.
The gazebo has
lighting.
street
The lighting,
lights.
I know,
Okay.
but there's the hooks, so we're adding to the appearance. Is there not a light underneath the auto,
Port Cochere.
I think there
thank
is.
you. Thank you. There is a light there. Could we
Yeah, I
not
think
turn that
so.
on as well?
Yeah.
And if
there's a
not,
light
you
there.
could run a light, some light fixture through that door, and so that it's underneath the covering, but it lights up that general area.
Well, let's hold off, and then, but we need to have a plan B. We got plan B started, so that's a start.
Yeah, the luminaries if we need more light over there.
I like that.
That's a great idea. Yeah. Okay, does that wrap up everything we need to be talking about gift of home?
I think so.
Okay. We'll move on then to formal garden. And going forward, I would like to ask that we add the word plan to this item. So it would be formal garden plan going forward, because that's technically where we're at. It was really great having Sheila Prentice from CSU Extension come and visit with us and walk through the garden. And everyone received her full report, all colored pictures and everything via email. That was emailed to everyone when did I email that to everyone?
Yes, you did.
I know I did, I'm sorry. Now I'm like, did everyone receive that? I should just ask that.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, everyone received that email with the
Yeah.
full report and the pictures. In the packet, it's pared down so that it wasn't so much color printing. So that said, where she's at with it is based on what those recommendations are, and then she's gonna wait to hear back from us as far as scheduling a spring field trip for her, the CSU students to come and do a site visit to be able to do some planning as well, which is an exciting thing.
October 28th.
That was an email? Okay, thank you. And so what I guess we probably should talk about is going forward from here. I think the first thing that we could address was the tree trimming, but I think that has to be done through the forestry
I
department.
did reach out to them, and I think hopefully I'll have an email from them.
Okay. So maybe at this point we can, unless there's anything more that anyone wants to contribute to this at this point, we can table it and address it again next month. Hopefully we'll have more information about kind of timing of when we begin with tree trimming or whatever.
I did share the plan with the parks team, just with Jesse, who's kind of our go-to person for this area now, to get a contact at forestry, and also just to be like, FYI, this is what we're looking at, and just to kind of let them know.
Great, thank you.
What was the response, out of curiosity?
I think the last I heard, he sent me the contact from forestry and said, "Oh, we'll review the report. Thanks for sharing."
Okay. Oh, cool. Okay, as long as it wasn't too.
No, I'm sure. I think there'll be a combination of us and them and CSU kind of coming together to decide what can be done and in what time frame, and within the budget. And seemingly a lot of it can be done. It just might take longer based on the budget, or just we'll tackle all that as we come to it. I think Sheila gave us a good place to start and some things that we could try to focus on to start. So.
Yeah. So we'll talk more then about that.
Have we thanked her for her report and information?
I did on an email. Through
Yeah.
email.
Karen and I both did.
Do you think that there's a need to write her a card?
Maybe not at this point.
Okay.
I think it's fine.
Yeah, but yes, over email, we've had communications among the three of us, Brittany and Sheila and myself, just talking about her report, her findings, that her contact with CSU, that they deemed that it was a project worth having their students contribute to, and so that will begin probably in the spring, so that they can, and it's volunteer time, so this is no cost. This is wonderful. We're having expert volunteer contributions So it's wonderful news. Yeah. And I can, I guess at some point, if you'd like, I could just forward those email communications to the board so that they can just read them too. It's just a nice comments and communications back and forth among us. So I'll do that so everyone can see it. Okay. Moving forward, we have the Santa visit.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, you both smile. Oh, you gave whispered what?
No, nothing. It opened for registration Monday, and I think there was some hiccups as we intended, or not intended, but expected with a new registration process. I meant to look at numbers this morning before I came over, and I just didn't pull up RecTrek. We can get numbers. It doesn't show on WebTrack because it's lottery, so you can't go and look. But after some conversation and back and forth with our front desk staff, we got it figured out. So the individuals have all week to register for 3 time slots that they want. We're hoping that it's understood that you're only registering one person in your household and you get up to 5 guests for that one spot. And we'll run the lottery this coming Monday, the 17th. To run it?
Well, to look. No, just to
Okay.
see.
Yeah.
So
Great.
it's
live.
Was
It's
there any
happening.
major snafus or questions the last couple of days, or just?
I
a few
think there
people
was,
trying to figure out the.
It didn't seem like it was written anywhere that they would know on the 17th. Like that language was not on WebTrack in the activity section at all. So that was the first question, was parents and people just didn't know when they were going to find out.
Pretty sure that's in there.
I thought it was too,
I
but it
saw it-
sounded like
I saw it
Lauren
in
looked and
the-
she couldn't find it either.
Huh.
I saw it in the Constant Contact, in the Thursday email that went out, and that was there.
It said that their lottery.
Yeah,
yes.
it was the
Those
lottery,
like
and
that.
it
And
said
it might
people
be
would hear by.
somewhere.
So it's in that at least, which
It
is great.
says,
So,
like,
but if it wasn't
Lottery
online,
dates are open,
that
and
might
then
be
you'll find
concerning.
out after the 17th.
That's what I thought as well.
Okay, I'm sure it's there, but I'll double check.
well,
It does. It says it. So folks just
Okay.
reading is hard sometimes.
Yeah.
So it says it's in the second sentence.
Okay,
Yes,
I was
it's-
pretty
I
sure
mean,
that was
yeah.
part of the basic
after all, Siri tells us
information, but-
everything. We don't need to read it.
It does say
anymore.
that the lottery
Yes.
sign will happen on the 17th. So if you've never been in a lottery, maybe that verbiage isn't under.
I think it said like
you would be
people
then
will find
notified.
out after that time if they won or got waitlisted or
So
not.
pretty much between now and the end of the week, Brittany can look at who has registered to make sure that things look normal on our end, that someone didn't go and register themselves and their grandma and their husband and like 5 people in their family for all these
saw an
different.
email that someone was trying to do that. So
Yes, so, I mean,
there will be some of those.
There will be
but
some, but
Maybe
Brittany
this
has.
is going to be a learning year for the new process. So thank you.
But I think it's going to be cool.
taking care of that while it's gone. So.
Yeah, probably.
And do we have a photographer that's gonna come?
Yeah, she's gonna. Excuse me. She's gonna do the like family photos, down here probably in the library, so that the fact that it is going to be an offering has been shared in the information, but we'll share more details about it with people who win the lottery. So
Sounds good.
yeah.
Okay. Well, that wraps. that.
Sorry, I had something for the gift of the home tour.
Mhm.
That Matt can play, Matt Hopkin, the council person, can only play on the 5th. I did have the piano player from last year reach out to see if we wanted them to come back, but they do charge a $100 fee, so I don't really want to do that, especially if anybody knows anybody. I think there was some mention of somebody might know somebody, or I know they're going to have carolers, like Habitat is providing carolers, and they mentioned maybe having some piano players, so
Mhm.
maybe that can be part of that
That was
follow-up
part of that
meeting.
final discussion, and then I was actually creating like a 1900 playlist of like Christmas music that we can use to just play in the background.
Okay.
I think we have enough expenses going into this already
Yeah.
without paying a fee.
Yeah. That was
So
that as well, but yeah, I guess maybe in part of the follow-up from Habitat, they had mentioned they might
Yeah,
have
they
some
did.
people, or harpist or something,
yeah, that's an option.
so, okay.
And then, so that wraps that up, and then wraps up Santa visit. Okay, great. We'll move on to the 2025 annual report.
sorry, are we meeting before Santa happens? When is our?
Yeah, I think it's the day before. Our next meeting will be the 10th, and then Santa's on the 11th.
And I'm sorry, I'm just forgetting if it's everybody here, or do you do shifts that night, or is it just
Usually it's
everybody shows
all
up?
hands on
Okay,
deck the
okay.
entire time.
Okay.
What's the date of that?
December
Sometime.
11th.
3:30 to 7:30 are the like time slots. So
Okay.
it'd be like 3:15 to 7:45.
And what
something
date?
like that.
12th.
The 11th.
The
Oh,
11th.
the 11th.
It's
Or
the 11th, and
It's the day after our board meeting.
we have the board meeting, and then I have my Questers event all that day on the 11th. So I'd like to be able to just do maybe an hour or two on the 11th, and then bow out because I'm going to be there from 8:30 until for 2 days in a row. So
Yeah, whatever anybody needs to do.
Yeah, exactly.
thank you.
Okay. So with the annual report, this is the version that's been updated, and it's for us to all have between, basically, is there anything else we need to add or change to it? Because what we'd like to do is have an absolute final version for our December meeting to vote on and approve in that meeting. And of course, that gives the exception that the numbers, the financials won't be in there, because that will take through the end of the calendar year and into the beginning of the first quarter to get those numbers. But as far as the rest of the content, is there anything else that needs to be added or changed?
You said the final numbers won't be available until,
The close of the year and when they reconcile 2025 in the first quarter is when we get the numbers. Yeah, the city has to reconcile the year and then we'll know our numbers. I mean, although Brittany, you probably would. You'll have like club meetings and revenue generating events and city events and all other events. You'll have those numbers and the number of guests. We just won't have the
Just the
financials in the fund,
financials.
right?
Yeah.
Until the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in December we can probably update it to the extent that it includes those numbers. And then just the
You wanna-
financials are
I
outstanding.
know we're going to include the spreadsheet for restoration and preservation. I think the other project that was kind of bigger this year was like the upstairs woodwork. If you want to just mention that as a bullet point
Okay.
here. I should have sent you that earlier, but
No, I can go ahead and add that in.
say that again, please.
yeah, the restoration of the woodwork upstairs, like the floorboards and the framing and stuff, that happened in January of this year. I feel like that was a kind of a bigger restoration project.
Anything that we've missed is one of those things that needs to be included.
And, a lot of little stuff will be on the spreadsheet, but.
Okay, thanks. Yeah.
Looks good.
Did we get the chance to get a club letter out for satisfaction survey? Okay, great.
Yeah,
Well-
it's basically the same as last year, same survey.
So I'll just
and
need to update the report accordingly. So I'll connect with you later about that.
Is it an attachment or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I guess what I would ask is, so we can go ahead and move forward. If you, there's time, but if you wouldn't mind, you can digest it further, and say by the end of next week, by the end of the day on next Friday. If you've got any other updates, please just email them to me, and I can get that updated. So I don't want anyone to feel like they're on the spot that they have to have it complete today or no today. But until next Friday, email me and we'll add whatever else and make any other changes needed.
Depending on the club survey, I don't know if we have, I think last year only 2 people responded to that. So we may, depending on if we get responses this year, we may just want to say, indicates that people are satisfied and not necessarily provide an attachment that just says like 2 responses, but we can see how that
Okay.
goes.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah.
Sounds good.
Get it if we need to?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, sounds good.
So Friday the 21st, you want?
Yes, if you'll email me by next Friday, the 21st, then that gives me the chance to go ahead and do any last more updates to the annual report. And then what will come in December is the proposed final version, with the exception of the financials for 2025. And we'll vote on that in December. Okay. All right, then that ends old business. We can begin new business, and it starts with the annual events calendar. So with this calendar, everybody's seen it before. It was provided in earlier this year. Let's go ahead and maybe just briefly talk through this. And the reason to bring it up now, even though it is something that we'll really dive into in 2025, is that right out of the chute, we've got in January the board retreat, which we'll probably set at the board meeting so that we can clear that with everyone. Obviously, we touched on the patrons of the Callahan House event in February, and so that we may pivot how or even slightly when we do that. What I wanted to kind of put out for food for thought is with respect to our open house events, we'll resume, our kind of our quarterly open house events again, which is going to be great. But given the July one was not as well attended, there's a potential thought. You tell me if I'm, a little too wide here, but how about the thought of combining Club Affair and our open house, summer open house? It's something that we could better promote. It'd be a wider audience, and that would be good for the clubs who are trying to promote their clubs. And it keeps us having the summer open house with decent attendance, with significant attendance. So it's food for thought. Not something we have to decide upon, but just something to think over. But that combines those two.
It's something to think about, and if that means that we open up more dates for weddings and other events during the summer, that might be a good option.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Now, unfortunately, I do think that the Club Affair does happen, during a day, not in the middle of the week type of thing. So we're having more people come in. So just
I guess it depends on involvement with Unity as well.
That's
I think
exactly
we were kind of leaning towards.
we were trying to do the Unity
Yeah,
event.
but there's a cost
Unity.
involved in that, which is it's tough to,
Well,
tough to chew.
Actually, I talked with, and this is more for January, but I talked with Haley from Chamber again, who was, talking with us about it last year. And if we were to take that space in front of the library and fill it with our clubs, depending on how we set that up, people could make like last year we asked for $50 donations for Club Affair, so people could potentially pay $50 and have like a half of a booth, or pay $100 and have a full booth based on the amount that Chamber would need to charge us, that we would then,
recoup
charge the clubs, so it wouldn't be as much of a cost to us as it would the clubs, and it would be about what we asked them to pay last year. So the question is if we want to do an event like that, or if we maybe just wanna have our own presence at, just a booth at Unity moving forward or not. So
Just
it's
an
all kind of
observation
combined.
from my daughter, who goes to,
What's it called? Unity.
Yeah. We would get lost.
I think so too.
It's such a big thing, and there's so many things to visit that I think the purpose of us doing what we want to do would be lost.
I think so
And
too.
the fact that if we do it here at the gardens, it features the house, it keeps us focused on what we want to do. The conflict of the dates, we have to pay attention to that.
That's
Yeah.
an issue, but I do also think that if they're going to have the event, I think that we miss an opportunity that we don't, at least as a house, have a booth there. Because
Now that's a possibility, yeah.
I-
A booth.
The difference is, last year we had, a couple hundred people, I think, come for Club Fair, and that included the vendors, so maybe it was like 150
yeah,
people from the public, whereas Unity gets thousands and thousands of people that
yeah,
come
and there's
through.
people that don't know anything about us, so it's one of those.
Well, maybe
we're
just a
gonna have
booth
to
over
vet.
there and directing them about the Callahan House. I don't know.
There's something to
But
think about.
I do agree that we'd get lost, and being on site definitely puts a picture
Of the house,
in their minds.
but currently we're not seen.
Yeah, that's so that's the whole point of doing an event that is just our own, a club affair
Yeah.
and summer open house
But-
combined, which we'd get both things done in one, and potentially one would feed the other and vice versa. So
But,
we'd
but
have,
on the other hand, I think that we should consider doing the Unity event simply because we're not seen.
Mhm.
People don't know about us.
so it's in here under additional and optional and additional events. So it's definitely something on the radar and to consider. And but yeah, that tends to be in
Yeah.
August, and I think we like to stay in the July, midsummer kind of.
I'm just saying,
but
I don't think
something
we
for-
should. I don't think we should forego doing an event like what we did at our walk. Unfortunately, it happened to be a rainy event this year. But every chance that we get, that we can put us out there to be seen by the community for events, for our weddings and other events, we're missing an opportunity. And we need to really take advantage of that.
Yeah, I hear that.
That's my opinion.
Makes sense. Okay. Well, I'll be thinking about that because we'll be addressing it again in January, and we'll come back to it. Of course, the fall tea's on there, art walks on there, fall tea in September, art walks in September, fall tea's October, holiday open house December, and Santa in December. And the underlying thing, and it's all captured down at the bottom of the page, is be mindful of our events. We do things with purpose. Everything has a purpose. All of these events have purpose, and these bullet points are just a few of those standards that we're meeting. So food for thought for thinking forward in January. Okay. That wraps up the annual calendar, events calendar. Let's move on to 2026 Callahan House Advisory Board recruitment.
So we have 3 applicants. There are 4 spots open for next year. We have 3 applicants, which include Cindy and Candy, who are reapplying. And we did get some information from City Council that we don't have to interview folks that are reapplying, that we can use their previous experience on the board as
Got that on that one.
Oh, nice.
recommendation.
So you don't
Yeah.
have to sweat it.
Yeah, I don't know if you saw my
That's
email,
great.
Cindy, but
No.
so you don't need to come for that
Okay.
interview any longer. But we do have interviews scheduled on Tuesday with the new applicant, and that committee is the 3 staff liaisons along with Jeff and Julie. So that's at 2:15.
That is here, correct?
Yeah, here. Well, be here at 2. They're coming at 2:15. on the 18th. So I sent out a updated calendar invite for that. And then we have to make our recommendations are due to council by the 21st. So it'll be kind of a quick turnaround, but I think it should be a pretty easy process this year. So, yeah, but that said, we'll have probably probably have 6. I mean, who knows? But we've got 4 spots open and we've got 3 applicants. So we may be, 1 person short next year, or I suppose at 1 or 2 people short next year. We'll see. But anyhow,
is there any chance that we can kind of, I don't know, communicate with the Museum Advisory Board and the Historic Preservation Commission, they're the city liaisons, to say, hey, if you all fill your boards and you have others who are interested and might want to consider the Callahan House, can you share with them the information of the Callahan House so that they could apply in the spring, to be appointed in the spring, and maybe fill that 1 year, the completion of that 1 year term, and let them give it a try to see if it works.
I don't see why not, but
Sure.
yeah.
I mean, it's just a way. I mean, if somebody's board's full and they're turning people away, why are you turning away volunteers? Plug them in somewhere else. Let them come.
What 2 boards did you, Historic Preservation?
Historic Preservation Commission and the Museum Advisory Board. And I'm just asking to, Brittany coordinate with the other city liaisons for those 2.
Because didn't our applicant also apply for another board?
Yeah. Senior Center maybe or something. I don't know. They did apply for 2 different.
So they're going to be interviewing with them too.
Yeah. Can people serve on?
No, only one.
They can only serve on one.
Yeah.
So then that could be if they are asked to be on both, then I guess they'll have to choose.
Yeah. But like if the museum has more applicants than positions open,
Right.
could they funnel one to us this year? Or
I think
No,
that's
they
what
have to
Karen's saying, but they
apply.
have to
No, they
start.
have to apply.
They
It
have
would
to
be,
apply.
there's another application,
In the
if there are openings, which we will have at least one, they're mid-year next year, they can reopen it.
Yeah. I mean, the
For
application is in the
applicants.
spring, and then they appoint them by summer? Is
Yeah,
that
I
right?
think they start.
That's it. That's right. Okay. Okay. Well, that's helpful. Thank you. We'll move on to year-end board thank you event. Do we want to plan a lunch or something, ornament exchange, after our December board meeting like we did before last year?
Yeah, I think last year we kind of moved to doing like the tea.
Something more simple.
Look at the budget to see if that's on the table, and but something along those lines, some kind of gathering.
So in the past, for individuals that are new to the board, what we do is we normally bring in an ornament, and then we do an exchange. So all of us bring in an ornament, and then we exchange.
Like kind of white elephant style.
In a white elephant style. Yeah.
Okay. And so this will be immediately after the board meeting.
On D10.
Yeah. And I'll tell you what, we can send an email of just kind of detail of, okay, if you want to participate in our exchange, then, maybe make the limit this, wrap it or don't wrap it, whatever. We'll send an email out with those little details, but other
What's
than
our
that, just simple.
Dollar amount?
I guess that's what we should decide. What do you think it should be?
I think it's been 20 in the past.
Type of thing, and we always wrap
Okay.
the gifts. And
All right. Keep it to a $20 max and wrap it.
Mhm.
Okay.
So you're saying lunch is not going to happen?
I think the lunch was very, very expensive in the past, and so we kind of
Scaled it back
moved
last
away
year.
from that. But I think PEO does meet at 2:00 that day.
Okay.
I have a suggestion. Martini's Bistro is open now for lunches. So what if we went on our own and paid for our own lunches and had a little gathering? there or somewhere else, perhaps. That's just a thought.
Sure, if people are open to that, we can do something off-site.
That might be good.
Okay.
So are you thinking that we should make a reservation at Martini's Bistro?
I mean, if that's something
That works for
you'd
me.
be interested in, she's just open for lunches. She normally hadn't been, so.
Okay.
Well, that's a thought that we could just do that, and then we can keep it down to whatever.
Order whatever you want off the menu.
Yeah, and call it good, and then exchange the.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds good.
So how many, I'll call and make the reservation for noon,
I would think. About noon?
and we have 6 board members. How many, like Brittany, will you be coming? Ben, and I don't know about Kristen, will the 3 of you be coming as well?
Yeah, I would go.
What about the staff in the
I
house?
can't say yet.
Can't say yet, okay.
I will
Well-
say, well.
Oh, well, certainly, we'll extend the
Okay.
invite. One of them, Jacqueline would have to be here for PEO. I mean, it depends on what time lunch is, but the PEO comes at 2 o'clock that day.
So if we have a reservation at noon, is that acceptable for
I would think
them too?
Yeah. I mean, I would extend the invite to staff.
All right. Tell you what, I'll connect with you just to follow up about who of staff member, how many to include, so that when I call, make a reservation, I'll get the number right. Okay.
I'll look into if we can do some city support for that.
Okay.
Okay. Well, in my mind, we can, so,
Okay.
but I don't, I'll find out.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. All right then. So we'll plan on that for right after December's board meeting. I will send a follow-up email just to everyone, just reminding everyone, okay, here's the plan. All right, and I think we can move on to items from staff. We have video release and museum showing.
Yeah, I just wanted to add that back in so it didn't fall off the radar because I've been talking with the museum. Jamal did try really hard to get PBS on board, but I think with
The cuts.
yeah,
That kind of.
some government things going on, it's been difficult. So I think we're kind of moving past that at this point. Unless, I don't know if you still had a contact and wanted to reach out, or, you know, that may or may not be fruitful just with everything going on. But
Karen had a contact that
Oh,
we could
okay.
possibly.
well, you're certainly welcome to do that if, you know, if you still want, if you have somebody and you want to reach out. But he did try, and he got tossed around quite a bit to various different people, and kind of in the end, the message was that they just don't have the resources right now. But I never, you know, I never connected with PBS directly, so that was the message that I got from Black Sparrow. However, I did send the video to the museum, and I don't know if I've heard it. Maybe I've heard something back, but Justin Beach, who does their auditorium, thank you, programming over there, is going to review the video and look into if he thinks it can fit in with some of their programming. Would probably be the way to do it. You know, they do like the Thursday night auditorium events and things like that, and if it fits in with like a history of Longmont thing that they're doing or something like that, maybe we could kind of jump on board with that as like a official viewing party type situation would be cool. If it doesn't fit in with their programming, maybe we can still look into having our own release party type situation, but he's looking into that. So.
I'd love to be able to do it. Obviously, I'm disappointed, but I still think we keep on trying. If not through them, then maybe through the local channel. That it could be shown on the local station, Longmont's local station. That we could run it. That we could.
Is that Eyes on Longmont?
Mhm.
Who does that? Is it?
Question. I'll have to.
Okay.
But if we could do that, and even possibly even having it viewing at the senior center. But we do have it, and let's try to promote it as best we can. It's a shame that we're running into.
Does the library allow, in the big conference rooms, Do they allow showings of films and things in
I
those
imagine
rooms?
they would, yeah. I think the museum is our best bet.
Oh,
if that
definitely,
can work out, but
definitely.
yeah.
I'm thinking different audience. I mean, definitely at the museum, but perhaps the library would be a
You
good
could-
choice too.
You could definitely fit more people at the senior center gym than the library conference room.
Right.
I just look at both,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah.
Let's try to hit every
It's like
audience
either
that we
one.
can get a
Yeah.
hold
And
of.
the folks at the people at the library, well, you're looking at potentially youth and their parent or parents, and so different audience.
Way to think out of the box. That's exactly it. If we can't do what we originally intended, let's pivot and try to hit as many
Let's
people as we can.
expand.
And then, are we wanting to, in terms of like the open houses, do we want to see what goes on with like a potential viewing before we're showing that at the open houses, or do we want to start showing it in April? Would be the next one that we would probably have a video, or I guess we could see what goes on with this and make a decision, but just something to be thinking about if we want to wait till we have like a big release party, if we're able to do that or not, but we can talk about that next year. Just something to think about.
So
So, anyway, that's where that's at. Hopefully something correlates with existing museum programming that's planned for 2026, I think would be ideal.
yeah.
Mhm.
Ideally, that would be the best way to go, but
Yeah, so.
The theaters advertise having your meeting there at the theater. I wonder if that would be a.
Like the one here on
Movie
Main.
theater.
Oh, okay. I have a
Yeah.
connection on their board. Anyway, yeah, that could be something too. But it's maybe the same kind of thing if they have programming that it could potentially correlate with.
Yeah,
That's a good
that'd be
idea.
good.
that's a good thought. Thank you.
I know they used to do like days when they were trying to pull in families and things, and so they might allow it on one of those types of days, or on a Tuesday. Tuesdays are their value day, so perhaps
Okay.
they might.
They might show
Be a
something
little bit more willing.
in addition to
Yeah.
their regular show.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah. That's great.
The only other thing I had is just a note here at the very back of the packet. There's a page. I noticed a mistake that I had made on the year-to-date financial summary that I share on a quarterly basis with the managers' reports. And this is really just like an internal document, but so at the very bottom, that third section there, this is what you saw in the last manager's report, was that the net revenue year-to-date was 106, but that was actually like a sum amount. So the correct year-to-date revenue is 42,458. And then at the kind of going from the bottom up here, and then just showing that last year the total year-end net revenue was 14,888. So we're in good shape, but I just wanted to notate that what I had shared previously was incorrect, and this is the correct version. So you'll see it updated again. I guess in January will be the next manager's report. But I just wanted to, I caught that mistake that I made, and I just wanted to make that note. But also celebrate that we're up quite a bit in terms of net revenue from last year. So
Good. Yay.
yeah.
Yay, take it. I was just comparing that chart
Yeah.
from the 2024 totals
Yeah.
with what's in the annual report from 2024. The Callahan ending fund balance, that doesn't match.
Yeah, so,
So I was wondering.
yeah,
I was
no,
confused.
that's fair. It's a good question. So this sheet that I'm providing is just our like general net revenue that we get provided from finance every month.
Mm-hmm.
In the fund is going to be the amount, basically any net revenue that we make after our expenses for the year gets put into the fund. So we have like a roll-up account.
Okay.
So the fund is separate from our budget, which is kind of more or less reflected here in terms of
Okay.
expenses and revenue. The fund is basically a holding account for any additional revenue that we make, and it, Just
Carries
gets added
over.
to each year with whatever kind of leftover revenue we make. So the fund is separate from our like expense and revenue budget, if that makes sense.
Well,
And the
that
fund
first
is-
column there says year-to-date fund balance,
Yeah,
and that didn't match the 2024 total that's in the annual report.
the 89 and
89,
the
yeah.
96.
Yeah.
So this doesn't have the final, like the rest of the year, end of year numbers.
I was just talking about the 2024, that first
Right.
box.
Yeah, so you're talking about the 89, 359, yeah, versus, these numbers have, there's kind of almost like a 13th month at the end of the year where they
Oh.
do like the rest of the year-end financials.
Okay.
So
then it went up to 96.
Into the following, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So yeah, so this is like an internal document
There's,
just based on.
there's final and then there's final.
Yeah.
The city final is actually like June.
Yeah.
So some things will adjust by a little bit. And this particular one, we've all seen it. It goes up and down and up and down.
Yeah,
Trends up, which is
Yeah.
great. But it does this all year long. So.
yeah.
But yeah, there's final and there's final.
So yeah, it's a good question, but yeah, you can see here that like end of year line that's missing because there's like additional
Oh, yeah.
accounting that happens into the next half of the
Until the accountants get it all worked together.
yeah. So this is this you know, I mean this number is on here doesn't even necessarily reflect all of that because we put this together, finalized it in April, and like Ben said, there's still accounting that takes place into June. So it's you know.
Sorry, that's just
Kind
that
of a
detail
process.
mind thing.
No,
I'm like,
that's totally,
that
that's
doesn't
a
matter.
fair, it's a fair question.
So I'm not crazy.
But no. But yeah, this is just a summary report that's based on the financials that we get from finance, and we started getting this report from them, and with the fund balance September or in October of last year, which is why there's not numbers for that. Before that, it was kind of a new thing, but it's been really helpful since then. So anyway, I caught that mistake, and then I wanted to share that was incorrect what I was sharing previously, but still in good shape. So, and you know, it also just as a bigger picture doesn't take into account like what Parks, you know, pays out of their budget every year for the gardens and the expenses that come from other places in the city to fund Callahan House. So just because our revenue shows a $44,000 net revenue, that doesn't mean that there's not other expenses coming from other places to keep us going. Just something to think about. But so we're lucky to be part of the city. Is my point. That's all that I've got from items from staff.
Do you have an update on the decision regarding furniture?
Not at this time, but we're close.
I need an email from you, and then we're.
I saw
Yes.
that. Yeah.
Very close.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So nothing can be reported at this time.
I don't see why not.
I don't know.
Can we share where we're at? Finance
Unless it's in a bid process within it, then I don't know.
yeah.
Now, I don't know where you guys are at. We haven't discussed it.
Purchasing has created a final letter advocating for memory lane. So our purchasing representative has put together a letter advocating for them, even though they were one of the higher bids. But it still has to be approved by the director of finance, or of purchasing, sorry. So
That's good.
yeah, so our like representative that Kristen and I have been working with, the three of us were in agreement, along with you all, that memory lane is the best choice. But we had to put together an argument for that, and it has to be approved by the director of purchasing. So that's where we're at.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Okay. Is that, and that covers all items from staff?
Yes.
Okay, all right. Do we have any items from board members?
On that note, I'm turning in a grant on behalf of Questers for additional funding to cover the cost of the furniture. Now, that grant will not be awarded until May, but the due date is the 15th, so that's going of this month.
Thank you.
And I'm turning that in.
Thank you for applying. Any other info that any board member would like to share? Well, I'll share something that is just a little bit historic in nature, not necessarily Callahan House related, but Ken Burns is a documentary filmmaker, and he's just completed, it's a 6-series, let me double check, I don't want to mistake this, but this Sunday on PBS is the rollout of, it's the American Revolution. An interesting capture of history. Everyone thinks they know the stories and everything, but I think this is going to be outstanding. So I'd recommend, if you're wanting something to see, historic speaking, kind of coming up on our 250th birthday for America, the American Revolution, a documentary film by Kent Burns, and it's 6 parts. It's 12 hours in length, but 6 parts. So, but I think the first part, it premieres on PBS on Sunday, this Sunday the 16th. So, he pulled together approximately like 60 really unique individuals, many famous, others maybe not so much, and their voices are going to be captured in portraying the characters throughout the documentary. It's going to be, I think it's going to be fabulous.
I absolutely love any of the series he's done. He's remarkable.
Right.
Yeah, so that's something if you're interested.
Do you have the time that'll be on PBS?
I don't, but I'll look it up and I'll email everyone later.
Well,
You
too
DVR
bad. Too bad we hadn't got him to our video for dollars to donuts. We'd have been on PBS that way.
I know,
Yeah.
right? I know.
Maybe it might have cost us a little bit.
I think it's going to be pretty
4-hour saga.
fabulous. Anyhow. All right. Well, then the agenda. Does anyone have anything further to add or say? Okay. The future agenda items stay as they are for now, and at this point, it is 11:01.
Woohoo!
Woohoo! Would anyone like to end the meeting? Maureen moves that we adjourn. And is there a second?
I'll second.
Cindy, second, and all in favor?
Aye.
Yay! Thanks.